don't know what I'm doing. Tomorrow, you'll get a taste of your medicine.
And this is Jordan's face when she realized she done fucked up. Bad idea. Bad idea. What's up, Hans family, and welcome to my second installment in my 4 Elements series. The second one is air, as you can tell, and if you had not seen the first one, I started it strong with fire, got some lava and rocks and shit all over my body, so please check that one out. For the idea of this look, I wanted it to look like the air was kind of breaking apart my body and going through kind of the ripping flesh and coming out of my orifices. That sounds really gross, but that's what I was thinking. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's go. Alright, bare face, as usual, and I'm going to block down my eyebrows. I wanted to spritz my skin a little bit with this Smashbox primer water. It feels so good on the skin, and it's a nice way to prep your skin. Then jumping into this new Makeup Forever HD foundation that I recently got. This is the lightest shade, so you can see it is very, very, very pale girl friendly, or pale boy, you know, or anything in between. Whatever you are, it's pale friendly is what I'm saying. It's pretty full coverage, so I'm just using a beauty blender to completely cover my face, ears, and body. Then going in with this Ultra HD Makeup Forever concealer. This is my first time using the concealer, and holy shit is it pigmented. I put out a lot, and I didn't realize I may have not needed that much, but in this I as well used the lightest color because I wanted my skin to look very, very light so that I can go with a very hollowed look for air. I kept this mainly on my high points of my face and the high points of my body. Apparently the lightest concealer wasn't light enough for me, so now I'm grabbing the Clown White from Makeup Forever grease paint and putting this right on top of my high points as well. I haven't set any of the makeup yet, so you want to wait to set everything until you have all your layers down. Since we have layered the living shit out of our skin, we need to completely set it as well as we possibly can. I'm using this huge ass brush, no beauty blender for this, and the RCMA powder, and I'm going to be baking my face and my body. Just completely oversaturate your face in that powder, and while you're waiting for that to bake, you know, you can check how yellow your teeth look with the look, hang out on the gram, drink a Monster, look at how long your extensions are, wishing your real hair was this long, and what the fuck are these small little hairs? I'll just hide those real quick. And then when that's all done, just swipe the powder away. This will ensure your makeup is very, very long lasting. Grabbing this Makeup Forever eyeshadow palette and this Sigma P82, yep, precision round, yep, brush. I'm going to go in with this lightest brown shade to start all of the contouring on the face and body. I chose this brush because it is very dense, and since we have so many layers on our face, I want to mainly blend out the color by just patting it, dab, dab, dab that shit. Doing a lot of swiping can kind of disrupt some of the makeup underneath if you're a little too harsh with your brush. And for the contour, I want it to be very hollow, so I did bring it down around my mouth. Same with the body. I am just going to be really accentuating my collarbones, the little hollows of my neck. And you know, if you got a little extra cushion like I do, you gotta kind of pop out your bones so you can see exactly where they are. But if you can see them already, then you're good. Keep it very light at first and slowly build up the color. And I did kind of add a little bit of a rib shape too, so that it looks like even my ribs are starting to show through. And you can see here, I kind of have to do some weird faces to get these little tendons to pop out in my neck. So you may have to do a few of those to get those to really pop out and darken in between those. Because anywhere where our skin would be sunken in, those would pop out. Switching to this larger NYX brush, this is just going to help me to kind of blend out the colors in a larger portion a little more than just the defining smaller ones. Oh, now we're switching the brush again to this Makeup Geek little tapered blending brush. And since we're so hollow, we gotta have some little eye bags, alright? So either just go along your natural shape, or you could look at a reference picture if you don't know exactly where to put them. And I'm starting out the kind of circular shape on my eye. Dipping into this darker brown, gonna do exactly that, just darkening and deepening everything that we just put down. For the eyes, I still kept the very rounded shape. I didn't want to wing it out. I wanted the eyes to look very doe-eyed-ish. And moving on to the rest of the face, I kept the main portion of the dark shadow towards the outsides of the face because the middle of the face would be brightest. And adding that darker shade right under that contour line will really help it to look sunken in. Continue on your body just like you did before, but do keep in mind that the really darker parts that we're adding down would be the parts that are more so sunken in, so you don't need to absolutely darken every single little thing. You still want it to have some dimension. If need be, grab your larger brush and work with that just to really darken in larger spots so you don't have to sit there with a smaller brush forever. And I did add some darkness around the outsides of my body so that that would kind of help to bring the attention towards the center some more. So now we are getting onto the body paint. I'm using this Fab black paint. You add a little bit of water to it, gets nice and creamy, and a small painting brush to create the little divots and holes in my body. I went with more of a torn shape, and I wanted to keep it more so in the parts where my skin was already a little more sunken in. I didn't want to go like on the high points of my collarbones or anything. And since it is torn, you want to add a ton of little dots around it. So use your features when you are thinking about where you do want to put the little holes, because they are going to be going inwards, so it's definitely good to add to the illusion to put them on some parts that are going inwards into your sunken body. Grabbing that same Makeup Geek brush used a little earlier and the black shadow from the Makeup Forever palette, we are going to be blending the living shit out of these black holes. We want it to look like our skin is just going into these holes and the holes are just ripping our skin apart. So you don't want to completely saturate around the entire black portion. You want to just take bits and pieces and make it look like your skin is stretching downwards into it. More so use it to blur the lines between where this black hole starts and where your skin begins. Also just darken up the crease on your eye a little bit. It's almost like a cut crease, but not like sharp as fuck. And then using this NYX brown, I almost said black, it's brown though, brown felt tip liner to create a line on top of my eye, and I'm not winging it out, I'm not getting crazy, because I want these to look more doe-eyed and kind of sad, almost like Twiggy vibe, you know? I put on some Risque lashes from Koko lashes, and then I cut up this pair of NYX lashes to get just these little pieces and put those under my eyes in like a Twiggy shape. I was really feeling it. I wanted to do a Twiggy-ish eye. Use a little bit of that concealer to cover up your lips, making your teeth look extra yellow, if yours are like mine, but whatever, and using some brown shadow just to accentuate around them. So this is Mehron's White Paradise paint, and you just add a little water like the black one before. And you can see with my kind of fluffier brush, I dab into the color a little bit, and then I use it onto my hand to lighten it. I don't want full on white. I want kind of a lighter white. And I just start creating the smoke coming out of these little black holes. First, I went with the general shape with just a little bit of that white paint, and I'm blending it out as I go very, very lightly, even using my fingers between the layers to really just lighten it out and make it look extra smoky. And if you look at smoke, some of the kind of curves that it makes are really, really intense and saturated, and some of them are, what do you know, smoky and very light. So to me, it's always best to start out with a general shape and really lighten it, make that the really hazy part, and then take just some of the curves and just keep layering the color right on top of that so it has some of that really bright, bright white smoke. I had it coming out of some of the holes and kind of going in between the other ones. And I had mine mainly moving upwards, but you could obviously do yours anywhere, but smoke generally does tend to rise. Same with right out of my mouth, which hopefully these don't look like tusks or semen on the face, because anytime I put white on my face, everyone's like, did this bitch just get jizzed on her face? And I'm like, no, it's just makeup, but fuck me, right? But then just to darken under the smoke a little bit, because it would be casting a shadow onto our skin, I'm using a tiny, tiny bit of that light brown just to go around the smoke, mainly focusing on the harsher curves. And holy shit, my eyes got so red because I have such a problem when I'm like focusing on something, I don't blink. So don't judge my red eyes. I threw on a wig and some baby's breath in my hair because I wanted to look ethereal and pretty. I think I was an ethereal goddess before the air started ripping my body apart and I was becoming the wind. It's like kind of poetic, I guess. Anyways, I hope you guys liked it. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. I can't wait to show you guys the next 2 elements in the series, and please comment down below which one you think is the next one. A lot of you guys guessed air for this one, so you were correct. Like I say in every video, I love the absolute fuck out of you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Woo! Woo! I can sing part of this world.